I was standing in the hallway when she said it. Pay for your living expenses, outsider. The word landed first. Outsider. Heavy. Final. My husband didn't look at me. He looked at the floor and said, "Obey as my mom says." From the sofa, my father-in-law lifted his head, calm, sharp. "Do you even understand what you're saying?" I understood everything. I had moved into that house with hope folded neatly inside me. Marriage does that. It teaches you to believe in rooms that promise warmth. In the beginning, my mother-in-law praised my cooking. My husband held my hand in public. We laughed about small futures. Bills felt like teamwork. Decisions felt shared. I thought respect was permanent. It wasn't. The shift was quiet. It always is. A comment about money here. A joke about my background there. My salary became extra. My presence became conditional. My husband stopped asking. He started informing. His mother began keeping ledgers. Who ate what? Who used how much electricity? She started saying my house again and again. I noticed how my husband nodded before she finished sentences. I noticed how his spine bent in her direction. I noticed how love can be trained out of someone without them realizing it. The discovery did not come as a scream. It came as a spreadsheet. I was paying for groceries I never ate, utilities I barely used, household support that went straight into her account. My husband called it contribution. I called it theft. I checked statements. I checked dates. I checked the silence between transactions. Then I found the loan documents. A second mortgage on the house. Signed by my husband. Guaranteed by me. My name was there. My consent was not. That was the moment the pain cooled. Cold is useful. I stopped reacting. I started planning. I copied documents, screenshots, bank records, messages that explained nothing and admitted everything. I met a lawyer on my lunch break. I met an accountant after work. I smiled at dinner. I paid on time. I listened. They talked freely around me. They thought obedience was ownership. I learned the rhythm of the house. When my mother-in-law checked accounts. When my husband transferred money. When the father-in-law read the paper and pretended not to hear. I opened a separate account. I redirected my salary. I paid off my personal debts quietly. I documented every demand, every insult, every instruction disguised as tradition. I prepared a file, clean, chronological, undeniable. The execution required timing. I waited for the family dinner they loved to perform. Relatives invited, smiles rehearsed. The house dressed up as harmony. My mother-in-law sat at the head, my husband beside her. I sat where I was told. She began as expected. A speech about sacrifice, about how outsiders should contribute. She asked me to explain myself. Public shame is her favorite instrument. I stood. I did not raise my voice. I never do. I pay, I said. Let me show you how. I connected my phone to the television. Numbers filled the screen. Transfers, dates, names. My payments. Their withdrawals. The loan, the signature, the guarantee. My husband went pale first. The color drained like it had been ordered to leave. My mother-in-law smiled, then froze. Her mouth stayed open. Her eyes did not blink. I kept going. This is what obedience funded, I said. This is what contribution meant. I turned to my father-in-law. You asked if he understood what he was saying. He did. He just didn't think I did. The room shifted. Chairs creaked. Someone cleared their throat. No one interrupted. I ended with one document. A legal notice. I had withdrawn my guarantee. I had frozen shared access. I had filed a complaint. The house they claimed was balanced on a lie, and lies collapse fast when exposed to light. My husband tried to speak. Nothing came out. My mother-in-law reached for the remote like she could turn the truth off. The fallout was precise. The loan was recalled. The bank wanted answers. My husband moved from confident to desperate in one evening. My mother-in-law learned the sound of doors closing behind her. I packed that night. Only what was mine. No shouting, no tears. I left a copy of the file on the table, for memory. In the weeks that followed, the narrative changed. They called me ungrateful, then misunderstood, then cruel. None of it mattered. Facts are immune to character assassination. The father-in-law called once. He apologized. He said he should have spoken sooner. I believed him. I still left. Closure came quietly. I rented a small place with light in the mornings. I slept without listening for footsteps. I cooked without counting portions. My money stayed where it belonged. Sometimes I think about that hallway. The word outsider. The nod of obedience. I think about how power feels loud until it isn't. I did not destroy them. I stepped aside and let the truth do the work. Justice does not always arrive with noise. Sometimes it arrives with paperwork. And when it does, it leaves no room for denial. I am not an outsider anymore. I am simply gone.